Can you hear me? Good. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about cats are better pets compared to dogs. So I'm going to first start off with saying thank you to everyone for this speed debate, and thank you to my opponent. Now we're going to lead into a definition: better, of, a more excellent, or affect quality, right? So better is subjective here. So I'm going to set the voting criteria should be a cost-benefit ratio with respect to living with, right? So I'm going to give you cats pro and dogs pro, dogs con, cats con, right? So cats pro, ease of maintenance, independence, clean, lazy, litter box trained. Cons, do not like to travel, hard to train. Dogs pro, social, promote healthy lifestyles, loyalty. Cons, tons of maintenance, dependence on humans, need to be walked, bulky, thus leading to bans. All of this has led me to conclude that cats are better compared to dogs with respect to the voting criteria that I have left with respect to living with.
Okay, so essentially all of your arguments come down to cats are easier, but easy doesn't equal better. As you might have known from high school, the girl who's easier isn't the girl who's better. You don't go for that. What we're asking here is the question of which one is a better pet. Your definition was that of quality. Which one's a better quality pet? So I agree with your idea of a cost benefit, but I think we need a framework through which to view this. So we're asking the question, the reason why humans get pets is because of companionship. So the standard for how we should view this is companion, which is a better companion. I have two reasons to believe dogs are a better companion. The first is that of love. We've never had a cat love us. Cats sort of tolerate us. Dogs actually love you. When I've been feeling like depressed or upset, a dog will come up and put his face on my lap and just be like, hi, are you okay? And I've seen that with multiple different dogs. Dogs actually care about you. That's a significant better companion. The second advantage of dogs is that they have usefulness. Dogs are actually much better in terms, you've never seen a service cat. They can't do that. Cats also can't protect the home. Dogs can, they're better companions.
So first of all, when it comes to the service animal and the protecting, right? So those are specially trained dogs, right? So this is a false cause fallacy. They do a task, but that is not the usual. One does not lead to the other with respect to which is better as well. Secondly, cats do love. There has been a scientific report. If you go to I Heart Cats, you'll see that they give 9 signs your cat actually loves you based on some analysis. Next, so when we're talking about what is better and ease, I think that should be, because it is easier to live with a cat, and cats do love you. So that does not fall just to dogs. And I also think I did a pretty good job of rebutting that idea. Next, if we want to look at some more cons of dogs, dogs are socially violent, leading to more attacks on owners. So even if a cat does attack you, it's less likely to hurt. However, you have a pit bull bite your arm, it's going to be a much more severe problem, and they are more prone to attack than cats with respect to that.
Okay, so he said that when I talked about service dogs, those are specially trained dogs. The argument was that dogs have a usefulness to be able to help people, and then that even if there are special ones who can talk about certain things, it's a different sort of thing. We're not talking about it's just that they have a higher level of intelligence. For instance, collies have extreme intelligence. They can go and get a beer out of the fridge for you, that sort of thing. They have this, cats can't. They have usefulness. You talk about how cats can love. Yeah, but not as much on a net beneficial level, which you specifically said that you can't actually do that. Cats don't love you as much. You've never had cats come up and comfort someone. I see that Joseph is pointing out my first remark was off. I'm sorry. That was a little over the top. I won't do that again. He said that cats are easier and this makes them better. Well, my response to that of litter boxes. Litter boxes aren't actually easier. They cause a problem and they stink up the whole house, which is something that once dogs are housebroken, they don't actually have that. And then lastly, he talked about protection and how cats aren't dangerous, but they can't protect you.
So again, I don't think that protection, again, that's a specially trained dog. Dogs are not natural protectors, despite what most people think. And again, you can go to National Geographic and look at dogs are not protectors and how dogs need to be specifically trained to bite and to protect, because they've been bred out of that for the most part, except for attacking their owners, which is a special case because they are socially violent. Next, you say that cats can't comfort, but that's not true. One of the foundations of cats is that they are unbelievably comforting, right? So the healing power of cat purrs, when a cat purrs within a frequency to 20 to 140 hertz, nearby humans may be therapeutically benefited from these vibrations, right? So purring has been linked to lowering stress, decreasing symptoms of dyspnea, lessening the chance of having a heart attack, and even strengthening bones. And that's from Daily Infographic. So I don't think that you can say that, because my cat loves me and comes up to me when I feel bad, because they are still just as emotional creatures as dogs. So dogs do not get the monopoly for that, because it is similar with cats.
I agree, dogs don't get the monopoly on that, but it is in their nature. Dogs are pack animals. They are meant to have this. So yes, cats can, some of them can love, but on the whole, when you ask about the breed itself, dogs are the ones who are far more loving, because it's part of their nature. They are meant to be in a pack. They get part of their pack. They care about their pack, and they will defend their pack. Let's talk about the idea of protection. You said that dogs are not natural protectors. This is so true. So false. Every single dog I've ever had has been extremely defensive of us. And every dog I've ever seen, when it cares about its pack, it will bark at those who it believes are being a danger to its pack. That's part of its nature. By nature, dogs are companions. They are better pets because they actually care about that. For instance, let's talk about a girl who's she's maybe jogging or she's walking. If you have a dog with you, that is safer. The dog is able to do that. Even if it's just the perception, it's still safer. The dog is a better companion.
Ian, so I do want to address one thing real quick, that so far you have not really attacked my case, but is trying to build up your case specifically with the dogs. So I do want to get some answers on the cons of dogs, that there are a lot of maintenance, anal glands, teething, they tear up stuff, dependence on humans, they have separation anxiety, which leads to them causing a lot of harm within the household. Separation anxiety can also affect your children around them, because high levels of separation anxiety, because they want to be a part of the family more so than the child, and that'll lead to a dominance hierarchy dispute, and that they need to be walked, and that they're bulky, thus leading to bans. I want to hear an answer to that before we can really set this aside. And then secondly, we go back to the statement of protection. That's not always a statement, right? So not all dogs would even have that issue, right? So if you have a Chihuahua, which is still a dog, I don't think that hands down is going to be more protective than a house cat walking. Secondly, to a point, service cats do exist.
Okay, even Chihuahuas will bark for you. That's because they care. They want to try and protect their home. Maybe they're too small to be able to do it, but it's in the nature of the dog. Especially if you have a medium-sized or larger-sized dog, it's in their nature to protect their pack. That's the difference. Cats can't protect anything. That's not even part of their nature. So they might try and care about you. Some of them might, but that's not in their nature as much as it is in the dog's nature. Let's talk about that. They are meant to be companions. So when we talk about what is the better companion, the answer is a dog. You talked about maintenance. All of your arguments about the difficulty with dogs is that they might have a difficulty with maintenance. We have the same difficulty with cats because you have to keep out the litter box. Also, when it comes to maintenance, that is outweighed by the advantage that they give you of love. But you see elderly people have dogs because they give you love. They give you a purpose to live for. That's the difference here. When you talk about the better pet, obviously there's going to be a subjective level, but by nature, the dogs are pack animals. They have a specific breed of loyalty. They are meant to have this nature.
So I reject that idea, first and foremost, because cats were domesticated probably around the same time and have been a major part of human civilization from the Egyptians forward, right? So cats are part of the society within humans' existence for quite some time, just as well as dogs. Now, again, so your only class that you have right now is this statement of protection. Now, you say that cats have the same problem because it comes to litter boxes. I don't think a litter box is equal to the list of problems that I gave you with cons of dog, of the maintenance and the problems that they cause within the human dynamic. Third, you said elderly are more likely to have dogs. That's not true. We all know it's more likely for elderlies to have cats because cats are easier to maintain for the elderly. It's not about whether it gives them a will to live, because cats can show just as much love as dogs. And I don't know why you seem to brush that away and say dogs love humans more, because it's not true in any shape, way, shape, or form. And it's easier for elderly.
It is true. That's by their nature. We've talked about this. By the nature of a dog, it is a pack animal. By the nature of a cat, it is not. The nature of a cat is to be an independent animal. And that's fine. There can be great cats. I have a cat and I have a dog. I've seen both. And the difference is the dog is specifically wants to be the pack animal. That's its nature. So sure, certain people, it might be better to have cats, certain people, it might be better to have dogs. What we're asking here, though, is which one is a better companion? And the answer is, by its nature, the dog is. Now, can dogs be difficult to maintain? Sure. Cats can also be difficult to maintain, but that isn't the reason you do something. It's not for ease. If you're looking for the ease of it, you wouldn't get a pet in the first place. So the answer is, which one is the better companion? And the answer is, by nature, dogs are the better companion. And he's already ducked out. Okay, but overall, the accepted standard for this round is companionship. So the companion, the better companion is the dog. It can provide protection, whether you're walking it, it will bark at the door, it will try and protect you because it is a pack animal by nature.